Hey, Fatfish heads! It's time for another edition of the hottest new podcast on all platforms, Fatfish. Sit back and strap yourself in for the wildest ride on the open seas. Now, flap your fins for the fabulous Fatfish brothers, Eric Fish Snyder and Brad Grunny Grunberg, a.k.a. Snacks.
What is happening? We are back for number 52, sir. How are you, Eric? Eric, how are you? Are you mesmerized by the beautiful Katie Laird? Are you there, Eric?
Oh.
Okay, it's just going to be you and I. Eric, testing 1, 2. Are you there? Katie, it's just going to be you and I. This guy.
Great. More airtime. Let's do it.
52 times we've done this, Katie, and he can't figure it out. We were.
I got you. I can hear you now.
Oh, can you hear us now? Good. All right.
Hi, Katie. All right? Welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
It's great. When Brad said we got a reality TV producer, I said, well, you're looking at the new reality TV, and that's doing podcasts. And I'm blessed to do. This is our year show. 52 weeks of podcasts with this guy, and we're blessed to have you. I have to start this off by saying your resume is so impressive, but you did a show that how the hell did you not get Brad Grunny Grunberg in called The Best Thing I Ever Ate on the Food Network? Please expound on that.
That show, listen, as a producer, sometimes I'm in the field and sometimes I'm just editing. So that was all. I just had to watch all of the food behind the scenes. I gained so much weight when I work on those food shows behind the scenes. You're just watching them make great food all day. You get so hungry.
Oh, you're so beautiful. This is how I found this beautiful creature, fish. I'm a Lyft driver, and all of a sudden I see this girl somewhere in the Fairfax district, and there she is, frantically wants to get to the airport. I go, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I even got out of the car and got her bag for her. She was so fucking shocked. Like, what the fuck? Guy speaks English and he's going to help me with my bag? Well, I did. I got her in and we just started chopping it up. And she is a goof. What a nice, beautiful. We're going to get into all that. Let me ask you, Katie, you started in Ohio and lots of chatter. How did you end up coming to Los Angeles?
Well, grew up in Ohio, went to school in Ohio, but never had any intention of staying in Ohio for the rest of my life. So I went to school for television and film, so I just was able to get an internship out here. The summer before, I literally slept on a woman's floor so that way I could do this internship for free out here and make connections in LA. And then after I graduated, I just reached out to the people that I met and moved out here 4 days later and have no intention of going back to Ohio. Even my parents have fled. There's no reason for me to go back to Ohio.
Wait a minute. Stop right there. You're like the seventh guest we've had from Ohio. I married a girl, still am, from Youngstown, Ohio, and she left because of me, but she didn't leave because of Ohio. Where are you from in Ohio?
I grew up in Cleveland, towards the lake on the west side of the suburbs of Cleveland. Very cold place, very gray, very cold. Not for me. Not for me. I like the sunshine. I like having a lot of things to do. I like it when restaurants stay open past 9:30. So
Katie's from Ohio. My family's from Shager Heights, Ohio. So, hey, that's a good thing for me. Hello, McFly. I can see Elvis right now putting on his tallis and his yarmulke in Las Vegas for us. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me ask you. So you came from Ohio. Your parents did they applaud the move? Were they all on? Were they team Katie on that?
Oh yeah, my parents are my biggest fans. They're so cute. But they also they grew up in Pittsburgh, but my whole family on both sides, my mom and my dad's, no one stayed in like one area after college and everything. So my family's scattered throughout the country. So like me moving after college was not a big deal. We're all over the place. They're just like, go do it. They'll hop on a plane, come see me. I'll go see them. Everything's fine. They love it.
Great. That's great. How did you find where you live now, where I picked you up? You like that area? That's a good area.
Yeah, I love being in a place where I can walk because I hate driving out here, hence calling the lifts, because people are crazy. People are crazy. So I wanted to be in a place where I could like walk to a lot of places and don't have to drive if I don't have to. So love the area.
Can we say you're a little cray yourself there, Katie, baby?
Oh, absolutely. You have to be a little bit crazy if you want to live in LA.
Yeah, and be in show business.
Yeah, exactly. That's so true. And if you want to make reality TV, you gotta be a little kooky.
Oh, definitely kooky. And also have a side hustle as a travel agent.
Also
Tell
true.
us a little bit about that. How did you get into that?
Well, so my mom is a travel agent, and so I've kind of just grown up traveling and everything, and I kind of just do it to help my friends get good deals. Like, I don't make that much money off of it, but like if it helps my friends get like 30% off at like a hotel somewhere, I'm gonna help them do it.
What a mensch. Is this a great guest, Fish, or what?
Yeah, it's a great guest.
It's unbelievable. Wait,
I love everything Ohio. So, I mean, what can I tell you? Ohio women are famous for holding a baby in one hand, mowing the lawn with the other, and then drinking the beer down. So, I mean, she knows that. Nothing like a Midwest girl. Hey, I got to go ask you a question about what you do in reality TV because it's so intriguing to me. And I've always wanted to ask you this. Look at your resume, College Hill celebrity, Nickelodeon Slime Cup. You're all over the place. But I started watching reality shows with Jersey Shore. Now, how much is it that everyone wants to know, just like wrestling, is it fixed? How much of reality TV is scripted that you've been involved with, or can you tell us that?
Listen, it's not, I am like the strongest proponent. It is not scripted. If it is not scripted, obviously we need to tell a story, and different shows like Jersey Shore, of course, like there needs to be some storyline there, and people are cast on purpose. Like, you know that they're going to get upset over things. I think what people get confused by is that when you're a contestant on a reality show, you're in a bubble. Like, you don't have your phone, you don't have a book, you don't listen to music. You only have what's happening around you. And it's enough to make anyone act out of character because they're so focused on that. And so we can't tell them to say anything, especially with competitions. There's so many laws against competition shows. You can't rig them in any way. There's always legal, and so it just obviously there needs to be a storyline, and if we are good at producing, we can ask the right questions to plant seeds and to do things. But overall, we're not forcing them to say or do anything. And if they want to pop off and go crazy, I'm here for it.
Right. I want to give a shout out to the wonderful people that gave you that internship. What was that show? What did you do when you first started in the business?
So I worked for a smaller production company called National Picture Show. One of the owners of it was an alumni from my college. And so the person who actually got the internship over me had backed out a few days before they were supposed to move out here. Wow. And I heard through the grapevine. And so I reached out to my professors, and they were like, great, we're going to call you tomorrow morning at 11 a.m., which normally would be fine, except for that I got my wisdom teeth out at 9 a.m. that morning. Oh. So I literally had my phone interview with him. I was drugged up on Vicodin. I had gauze in my mouth. I was bleeding. And at that point, he was just so desperate. He was like, how soon can you be out here? And I was here a week later.
Well, that was like a normal day for you, Katie. The Vicodin, bleeding from the mouth. That's fantastic. And that brought you out here. See how the universe works? Maybe if you didn't have that internship, you wouldn't have come out here.
And what's so crazy is that I got my start in reality. I'm networking my ass off in LA, where I'm supposed to, where all the people are supposed to be. My mom was in some small town in North Carolina, and met the sister-in-law of someone in the industry and literally just sent me her phone number, and I didn't know what else to do, so I called her, and she still is an incredible editor, and she was working on MasterChef at the time, and she got me my first job in reality. So thank you, Mom.
This is a message to all the young people, our viewers and our listeners who want to be in show business. Don't wait for the phone to ring, baby, except from your mother. You must be proactive and get out there. Hi, I'm Katie Laird. I'm this, I'm that. Here's my resume. When do I start? You must be, because they're not going to come find you. You got to find them. Right, Katie?
100%. Yeah. Nothing will ever be handed to you in LA overall, but especially in show business. You got to ask for it.
Do you think Fish is an attractive guy? He keeps telling on every show how great looking he is, how great of an ass he has. He used to be a bartender at a bar club, a bar called Mom's Saloon in Brentwood, California. And he keeps on every show. I mean, come on, Fish. Do you think you still have one?
Where are you going with this? We're not doing a reality show about me. They're doing, if we,
Katie's laughing.
There's nothing on a resume that talks about bartending, but the best thing I ever ate is something about you. Guaranteed you, you know? Or in Hell's Kitchen, they could be cooking, celebrity show. Let me see, what else could we eat? Celebrity watch parties about you. Great American Baking Show. Let's bake for Brad. He could be Beach Bake Battle, Holiday Gingerbread Showdown. These are some of Katie's shows.
I don't like gingerbread.
There's food. Oh, how about this one? Could you imagine Brad? Just imagine this, Katie. College Hill celebrity. Imagine Brad being a celebrity going through a college. It's like Back to School with Dangerfield.
I love it. I'll tell you, Katie. You do the travel just to help your friends and make a little money, but your whole career really is reality TV. Love Island, all these shows that you have on your resume. That's what you do on a daily basis.
Yes, exactly. Right. When I jump off here, I'll jump on a Zoom for College Hill Celebrity Edition Season 3.
Wow.
And I'll edit that show all day long.
What is Love Island like? Told me that you were, looking for a love yourself. Any time that you were on Love Island working and you see somebody that catches your eye, and maybe he has goo-goos for you and you got goo-goos for him, that's off limits, right? You cannot talk to him, you cannot slip number, none of that, right?
Oh yeah, you can't mix. You shouldn't be mixing work and dating. That is for sure. I don't actually, because of how that show is set up, I actually don't work directly with the contestants. I'm in like a separate area, but listen, the problem with show business is it takes up most of our time. And so I will say that my ex is a producer that I had met on Hell's Kitchen. We dated for like over 3 years. So, but I have learned since then, we do not date other people in the business. That is a hard no now. No, thank you.
No, I think that's smart. That's for your longevity. Like when I worked at the world famous Hollywood Tropicana female hot oil and mud wrestling, off limits. Don't date the strippers. Don't date the mud wrestlers, because my job's done, because it was the owners who got all the fun. For me, do your job and leave, and that's what I did. I had a couple of good things happen to me, but I can't talk about them now. But no, you're so adorable. I might have to ask you out. Would you go out with a guy like this?
No.
Okay.
Mark that at 15:19 of show 52. Look at the blood leave his face. Hey, Katie.
I got a follow-up question. How if I open my bar mitzvah account and spend it all on you?
Listen, I'll never say no to money. You got to hustle out here.
All right. That's my girl.
Hey, Katie, I got two things. One, Brad has never worn a shirt that nice for any podcast we've ever done. And he's in a dirty T-shirt with holes in it. That's fine. You want to see really what Brad's love is? And I got to show. I know it's a show, but Brad's face. This is what Brad's all about, because this is why we love him. Look at that. See? Is that the best?
That's the
You
love of
could
my
never
life.
compete with Annie, and that's Brad's face. Brad makes that face. Brad, that's your date, buddy. I'm sorry.
No problem. I hang out, but I get girls when they see Annie. They're like, "Oh, she's so cute."
She
And then
really
I go,
is.
"Hello, my name is Brad. What is yours? Do you like nice guys or bad boys?" And that's where it starts. But do you like nice guys or bad boys, Katie?
Great question, Brad.
That's why I'm here.
Little bit of both. Then here's the thing: is like the nice guys get a little boring, but then the bad guys are mean to you, and it just, it's just hard to find that balance. Little sugar, little spice. You need a little bit of both.
Especially in LA, right?
Especially in LA.
Yeah.
I've been on some crazy dates out here, man.
Tell us one. Can you tell one?
Yeah, there's one that I went on in January, and this man, nothing like his photos, so off to a horrible start. Horrible start.
I like him already.
And then at one point, he was like, "Do you think, would you want to live in LA forever?" I was like, "Yeah, I love LA." I was like, "Would you want to stay here?" And he was like, "I don't know. I think I'd want to move." And I was like, "Where would you want to go?" And he goes, "I don't know. Somewhere in the States, somewhere out of the States." And I was like, "Wow, you have narrowed it down. Great. If you were to move out of the States, where would you go?" And he's like thinking hard. I was like, "Okay, narrow it down more. If you could move anywhere in Europe right now, where would you go?" And he's thinking so hard that eventually I'm just like, "Listen, it's not legally binding. It's a hypothetical. If you decide you don't want to move there, you don't have to. I won't make you." And then he looked at me and he goes, "Well, I don't want to lie to you." Like completely straight face. It was like, "You're going to murder me. You will murder me, sir."
Oh boy.
And that was just like the start. Every single thing he said after that was just like so dreadful. I ended up walking out of the date.
Really?
He told me that my Tinder profile was attention seeking. And I said, I'm not on Tinder to be ignored. So it is attention seeking. And I just left. He was ridiculous.
Did he pay for the check?
He did pay for the check, but I offered to pay. I offered to pay for my one glass of wine because I was like, "I don't ever want you to contact me again."
What kind of wine? What kind of wine?
It was a red blend.
I like that, baby. I like that. Oh my God. And you know what? Let me say this. I'm pretty good at this. I have a feeling whatever his name is, Bob, well, right now or in 10 years, it's going to be him and his 25 cats. Right?
I mean, he still lives in his parents' guest house. So.
Right. His parents' guest house, 25 cats, video games, and Pornhub at times.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much his life.
So what do you look for when you're on Tinder, Bumble, all that stuff? Are you looking for a smile? Are you looking for, their career? Are you looking for their likes and dislikes? Their hobbies? What do you do?
It depends on my mood that day. Some days I'm a little bit pickier and the smallest of things can get a left swipe. And then there's other days where I'm like, I should be more open. And it all depends. I mean, I just feel like I'm at this point in my life where I kind of have my shit together and I just want to be with people who have their shit together. I don't have the time to be holding someone's hand as they figure out their adulthood. Right. So but that's hard to see on a Tinder page. So you gotta, it's tough out there.
How many times back and forth do you go with that person until you say, "Hey, let's meet for a drink. Let's meet for lunch"?
I try not to go too much because I don't have the time to just text random people. And it's if it starts off normal, which a lot of these Tinder boys will slide into these DMs and they are so aggressive off the bat. It's disgusting. So if it starts off relatively normal and I'm interested, I'm let's meet up quickly because then I'll know in the first 5 minutes and I won't waste my time with these back and forth conversations.
What was it like on our Lyft ride, young lady?
The chunky love mobile?
Yeah, the chunky love mobile. Yeah, I call myself Chunky Love.
Chunky Love Mobile.
We hit it off pretty well. I mean, I started all my spiel and she was eating it up and she would one thing I loved about you would throw it right back at me. Boom. I would hit you, you would laugh, you go boom, right back. It was like a tennis match. I'd hit one down the line. You would get and boom, across court. You were unbelievable. It was so much fun riding with you. And that's what I like to do, make my, my riders laugh. And we talk about, intimate things and stuff. But you were a great ride. Were you like shocked by me when I got out of the car that I was taller than the guy on Tinder?
No, as someone who's only 5'1", I just don't notice height at all. Everybody is tall to me. When you're way down here, everyone's up here.
Oh, man. What's the best thing that's happened to you since you've lived in Los Angeles besides meeting me in the car?
I mean, yeah, it's hard to top that for sure. Honestly, probably talking to your mom on the phone in the car might have been the highlight. Is she doing okay after finding out about the cancellation of Law and Order? Is she okay?
She called and I let the phone call come through. Mom was, oh, you won't believe it. They're canceling Law and Order, my favorite show. And she's cracking up in the back seat. I go, Mom, there'll be another show. Don't worry. And the boogeyman is not in the back seat right now.
She opened up with, I have some terrible news. And I'm like, this car ride is about to take a turn. And then it was Law and Order is canceled.
Can you imagine? That's your Jewish mother calls you and tells you, Mom, could you tell me that when I got home? Unbelievable.
It's important news.
Yeah. You went to the University of Cincinnati, correct?
Yes, I did. Bearcats.
Fine arts major. Any great time were you in a sorority?
I was in a sorority. Yes, I was in the sorority known for drinking and smoking a lot of pot.
Oh no!
Oh yeah.
I thought you were in the library the whole time.
Absolutely not. Absolutely. I went to school for TV. I was there to party for 4 years. I did.
Yeah, you had a great time.
Yeah.
Were you there when Luke Fickell was the coach? Because your football team was terrific for years. Desmond Ritter came out of there and went to the Falcons, and you look young. So, I mean, did you get involved? You're an Ohio girl. Did you get involved with the football culture of the program?
Yeah. I mean, I follow the NFL pretty closely, but not so much college. But I loved a good tailgate. So, but I did go to the game. I mean, I graduated in 2016. But I did go to the game where we got our asses handed to us by Alabama in Dallas, which some of my friends were very upset. But I was like, what did you think was going to happen? It's Alabama. We're Cincinnati. But it was fun regardless.
What I got out of that comment was, I can't believe you have friends. But anyway, you must have a lot of friends. You are adorable. Fish, this girl is going to take over TV. I'm telling you. You are going to get a break. I gave you some good mojo in the car, right? I gave you some chunky love karma.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to happen, sister. You watch, and you'll thank me in the morning. I'm telling you.
I'll text you first.
You text me, tell me, oh, my God, I'm working for CBS. I'm working for NBC. They want me. I'm doing this show. Bravo loves me. Blah, blah, blah. It's just a matter of time, Katie. I'm telling you. Unbelievable. Do you have any questions for us?
Oh my God, yeah. How did you guys okay, let's start with Fish. Why do they call you Fish?
Oh God, that goes way back when I was, believe it or not, I grew up in where Brad grew up in Los Angeles. The first 15 years of my life, I was on the West Side, and I used to surf. Okay. And he doesn't believe it, but I did, I don't look like Brad. I actually have a body like you, Katie. So I'm kind of skinny, and I'm about 5'9.5", and everyone had a nickname when you're on the beach. Okay.
Yeah.
Brad went on the beach because they had 50 cents Perry's Pizza along with the Coke. I was on the beach actually in the water. All right. That's it. That's what they called me, Fish. And it just stayed with me throughout my entire life.
Oh.
Katie, don't you think that Fish should go? He always says, oh, I'm 5'9.5". I think he should bump it up to 5'10". I'm telling you, the half has a lot to do with it in many ways.
See,
a half inch is important.
I think what's more fun is you tell people you're 5'7", so that way when people are actually like 5'10", they're like, wait, what? Am I short?
Fish,
great.
Did you hear it from the girl, baby? You heard it from the girl.
Gaslight them all.
Yeah, gaslight them all. Yeah, Fish, you got to bump it up to 5'10". Enough with this 5'9.5". That's
5'8"
a
and
pussy.
3/4.
I'm 5'9.5", 168. Okay, that's my playing weight. I run the 40 and a 4.7. And I'm the only 63-year-old guy that's going to be in the NFL next year. There's your reality show right there.
You know, we're
hey, I got a quick question, Brad, for Katie, because it's on my mind. What's his name? Drew Goodhouse. I get emails that come in. Drew Goodhouse out of Washington, D.C., the nation's capital. Ask Katie what reality show that she had the most anxiety doing.
Oh, great.
Interesting question.
Good question.
Great question. Most anxiety doing. I would say I think like the most anxious that I've been and most nervous was when I did Hell's Kitchen. It was my first producer credit. It was like I had done small Food Network shows kind of before that, and I was so nervous going in there, and I just was like, I just have to fake this confidence, but like the nerves in my stomach the entire time until I kind of like got into the groove there. I would say definitely caused me the most anxiety for sure. And I was surrounded by there's so many producers on that show that are so talented and have all done that show before. And I came in as like the new kid out of like 20 producers. And I was like, oh, I was so scared.
Oh my goodness. That's fun. Let me ask you, segue off this to would you go out with a guy who takes a military shower? Fish takes a 5-minute. I'm going to get you good today. 5-minute shower. If your boyfriend took a 5-minute shower, military style, in, out, shave the balls, get out of there. That's what he does. Is that good? I
mean, how do you smell, Fish?
I smell great. How long does it take in 5 minutes to put the soap here, soap there? I have a whole head of hair. Do that. Wash everything. I'm going to throw my brother on. I have a big fan. Two of my brothers take 20-minute showers. So what the hell are you doing? No wonder we have a water crisis in the country.
Listen,
I could shit, shower, and shave in 5 minutes, and I smell delectable.
Great. As long as you smell great, good. More hot water for me.
Exactly. You got to get in there and enjoy the hot water on the back of your neck.
Wait. Brad. Hey, Drew, I hope we answered your question. Thank you for writing in.
Thanks, Drew.
Hell's Kitchen, the fish's ass in the shower.
It's unbelievable. We on our show, we have a segment where we call, "Hey, what was your first job?" So we're going to ask you, what was your first job growing up in Ohio? And where in Ohio are you from again? Columbus?
From Cleveland.
Cleveland. Cleveland. Yeah. Near my family at Shaker Heights. Right.
Exactly.
And what was your first job and what was it? And how much did you make an hour or for the job?
I worked at this cafe called Avon Cafe. That was my first job, and it was down the street from a Caribou Coffee and a Starbucks, so no one ever came in. I had 2 customers all summer. I made $5 an hour plus tips, which you don't make if no one comes in. And I did that for a summer, and then I became a receptionist at a hair salon.
Wow. What a segue. Wow.
I got out of the food industry and went straight to hair.
Did you get your hair done for free?
They would test some things out on me. So that I got for free, but it looked like it was for free because they were testing things out. So I don't know that I would consider it like the benefit, but it was fun. I learned a lot.
Oh, so you were the guinea pig for all the new potions and all that. The new people come in, cut hair. They go, oh, just cut Katie's hair, cut it off. We don't care.
Yeah, that's when ombreing. I don't know if you guys know what ombreing is, but it was like when the color fades into another color was like very popular. And so to learn how to get that fade was a process. So there was a time where like this half of my hair was one color and this half was the other because they didn't know how to fade it.
Are you a starstruck kind of person? Like, is there someone you saw in LA? You're like, oh my God, it's Eric Fish Schneider. Oh my God. Oh, wow, is that really him? Oh my God, he looks much taller in person.
Only Chunky Love.
Only Chunky Love.
No, I mean, I think it's always like weird and like kind of exciting when you see celebrities out in the wild. Like I would never go up and ever speak to them, but I'm more impressed that I notice because I'm so oblivious to my surroundings most of the time that usually when I'm noticed, I'm like, oh wow, I'm on it today. Like I got this. But like I'm like it's exciting, but I'm not like starstruck.
Not starstruck. Because I've told our viewers and listeners, I worked in the 20th Century Fox commissary, and I waited on every star, every producer, Rupert Murdoch. We all go poo-poo, and we all put our pants on the same. I just goof on these people. And Fish, all the people that you used to see at Mom's and that come into Shuck's Tavern now, they're just people, and they don't want you to walk on eggshells around them. They just, right?
Yeah. They're just people. There was once on an early show, where I saw Tim McGraw eat Taco Bell that had been sitting there for at least an hour and a half. And I do think in that moment, I was starstruck and potentially in love.
He ate 1 hour.
I was like,
I'm in love with Tim McGraw.
yeah.
What a talented man.
So talented. Aging beautifully. And likes Taco Bell. What more could you want?
Oh my gosh, this guy.
Brad, you're in.
I think he's got somebody. I don't know.
Yeah, he was there to see his wife.
He was there to see his wife. Oh man. So when you're on these sets and you see what goes on, you have to like break up fights if contestants are, getting in each other's face, Hey man, stop talking to my girl.
Not me. We send security in for that. My 5'1" stature is not made for a reality TV fight. You could stiff arm me and I could barely reach your wrist. Like, there's no way.
Oh my God. After the show, have you ever seen like some of the contestants in LA walking around or, wherever, or they're usually from other states or other countries?
Yeah, not often. I've seen them a little bit, and it's weird because in some shows that I produce, I don't actually like meet the cast. They don't know what my face looks like. So I know all these things about them, but they don't know who I am. So like I want to keep that. I want to keep that a secret because what if they don't like their edit? I don't want them to come for me. So
yeah, because I've
seen them a few times. Yeah.
You do a lot in post, right? Is that where?
Yeah, I do field and post. And so obviously if I'm in the field, they know who I am. But, we cast people from all over the country. So the people that I have run into in LA tend to more be like the Love Islanders and they don't see me. They don't know who I am.
And the Love Islands, do they switch all the time to different islands or it's always the same island?
Well, we switched it up because of COVID. So our very first season we were in Fiji, but then because of COVID, we did Vegas, Hawaii and Santa Barbara, and then now we're back in Fiji.
Back in Fiji. Oh wow! Yeah. And that
is
that on the USA Network?
It's on Peacock now. It used to be on CBS, but now it's on Peacock.
It's on Peacock. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it's a great show. And they're so lucky to have. They're so lucky to have you. Fish, you have a question?
I have a question. If God willing, our grandmothers could come back. Your Nanny Klein, my Nanny Rose.
Yeah.
What would they look at with Supermarket Stakeout? What is that about? Is that their demographic?
Yes, Supermarket Stakeout is such a fun show. So basically, we have 3 chefs standing outside of a grocery store, and they have to try to buy the grocery carts off of the shoppers, and they have like a certain budget. And like each round, I think, is a little different where like sometimes you can look in the bags, but sometimes you can't. And then they have to like go and cook in the parking lot with whatever they get. And like they have to like run back and buy more like shopping carts off of like the shoppers and stuff. It's like such a fun show.
Wow. How people create some of these reality shows is absolutely nuts.
I know. I love it.
I can't wait till I'm pitching Katie Laird on my reality shows. I got a couple for you, girl. Are you allowed to bring in new pitches for your company or not really? They don't.
I'm freelance. So really like how the pitches go is like you would have to pitch to networks and production companies. So usually by the time I'm hired, everything is already in place. Someday I do plan on pitching my own shows, but I'm not there yet.
All right. Well, let me know. I'm ready.
Of course.
But by that time, we'll be living together. Anyway, I'm telling you, Fish, this girl gets in my car, but the look on her face when I got out to help her with her bag was like, "What are you doing?" I go,
Wait a minute.
"Helping you with your bag."
If you can see my thing lit up here. Every single email I'm getting, even comments that come in, I'm gonna throw them up. Is it apparent that Brad has a crush on Katie? No.
Oh yeah,
What? I didn't even notice.
No.
You didn't notice that, Katie? I mean, this
Katie,
is look.
Katie
I'm telling you.
Listen, it's like
Brad went to Target to get that shirt for this show. Okay, I'm telling you.
Target
Right there on Sepulveda.
Cost for less, you asshole. Let me explain something to you. I had Katie at. Well, no, Katie had me. Or no, I had Katie at when she said to me, "Put my fucking what's your fucking problem? Put my bag in your fucking trunk. Let's get the fuck out of here." I go, "Wow.
This is blasphemy, lies and slander."
I love her. Oh my God.
Try and feed you?
Kind of girl.
Did you, Brad? You do what you usually do with a lot of your lists? Do you take her to a drive-through? How was Chick-fil-A there?
I was going to the airport. I'm like, I need to get to the airport. I need to be able to see my gate with a glass of red wine in my hand. Get me to the airport.
Get the best red wine for my girl. That's the parting gift from our show. She's getting cookies and her favorite red wine. Is that okay? I'll just put it on your tab, Fish.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Fish.
Whatever she wants on my tab.
On your tab, man. Everything goes on your tab.
Just send me your credit card number. It'll be fine.
Just send her your credit card number. And by the way, Katie, if you ever get to Las Vegas, you must go see Fish at Shuck's Tavern. Best sports bar, best food, well, the bartender's not that good, but everything else is number one there. It's really Shuck's Tavern. Come on, let's do a plug for him, Fish. Stop playing with yourself there. No, it's really a great bar. Great bar.
Great.
And you got to go.
Here we get to Vegas. Come on in. Bring a date. Bring one of your Tinder dates, and I'll take care of you.
Perfect.
We'll film it.
Yeah. What better way to introduce, like, on a first date? Like, oh yeah, I was on this guy's podcast once. This is Fish.
This is Katie Laird, part 2 of Fat Fish. Her and who's your date? Dirk Diggler Jr. Oh, great. Try the crab.
Oh God.
I'm there. I love a good bar.
So you ask Fish a question. Now I'm ready.
Oh, I already asked about your mom. Okay, great.
Oh, no, you said that happened in the car. Yeah. Do you have any other questions for your soon-to-be love of your life?
Yeah. What's the best role you've ever done? What's your favorite?
That is a good question. You should have a podcast.
I did my research. I did my IMDb. I know what your page looks like.
Oh, I know you did. You did your research. Probably the best time is probably in an Adam Sandler film. I did 5. Chuck and Larry, now pronounced Chuck and Larry. Fat Funny People. Grown Ups 2. That's My Boy. Nick Swartzen. He starred in Born to Be a Star. It was about a retarded porno guy, but he could shoot far. That was the movie's premise. It didn't do very well.
Surprising.
But striptease was one of my best because I got to. Okay, so it was my first away game. We did it in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I got to spend 2 months there with Burt Reynolds, a hero of mine, Armand Assante, Vig Rames, and of course Demi Moore. And she gave me the biggest compliment. She had this big semi there, to work out with, And I would go up to her. I go, "How was your workout?" "Oh, it's fantastic." I go. She goes, "Do you work out?" I go, "Yeah, over at Craft Service. See those ding dongs, and you see those pies? Yeah, and that cake, that's mine. That'll be gone in about 10 minutes." But working, and then I got to take my grandmother to the LA premiere, my 90-year-old Joe's grandmother. And in the movie, they give me the jerseys that they made for me, these really cool baseball jerseys that said Eager Beaver. So I put one on my grandma, one on me, and we walked into the premiere.
Oh, cute.
And sadly, she passed away 3 months later. So my message to everybody is: see your grandparents, see your grandma, see your grandpa. I did everything with my grandma, and I got to say goodbye. So that was so special for me. And then I went to the New York premiere, and I was with my best friend. We went to the Zephyr Theater, and then there was a after party in the Rainbow Room, very famous place. And we're standing there, and all of a sudden, Marla Maples walks in with her second wife. You might know him, Donald Trump. She runs over to me and goes, "Oh my God, Brad! Oh my God, the movie was great! Congratulations! So sweet, so nice, beautiful woman." And she married him for his personality. Right. So then she says, "I want you to meet my husband, Donald Trump." I go, "Okay, Mr. Trump, nice to meet you." I put out my hand like this. This is what he does. And then he leans in and goes, "You just had a brush with greatness, kid." And he walks away. And my buddy goes, "What the fuck was that?" I go, "I don't know what the fuck that was, but that motherfucker's got little hands. Little beaver claws like this." And he was orange. It was, you can like him or hate him. I'm just telling you the truth what happened. So thank you for asking. That was my striptease story at the premieres.
Love
Hey,
it.
Katie, when you looked up Brad on IMDb, did any of his porno films come up?
Oh, no.
It wasn't
you got to check it out. I'm going to blow. I said I'd never. This is show 52, but no one knows about this. Brad did 2 porno films. That's his best acting. He did Forrest Humps. He did When Harry Ate Sally.
Oh,
and now he's got a new one coming out called Gladiator. And I swear to God, when you watch this guy, you cannot even believe it's Brad Lumberg. It's great. He makes Brendan Fraser and the whale look like Twiggy. It's so great.
Did you? Let me ask you. Those are hilarious jokes. When you, Katie, if you were to date and you met a guy and he didn't tell you something, and then all of a sudden, maybe on the third date, he goes, "Oh, I got to tell you what I do. I'm an international adult film star," and you had fallen in love with him, would you continue to date him?
Not falling in love by date 3. Who do you think I am?
Or you want to hang out with him some more? Okay, but you're having a good time with him. He's a gentleman and all that stuff off screen. Would you continue to date him? Good question. Thank you, Brad.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I gotta think about how I would introduce them to my gram.
Oh my gosh. How would you?
I wouldn't. That's the problem.
How about if Graham goes, "Impressive"?
Well, wait a minute. Brad?
Every case is different. You never know until you're in it. And I sex workers, great for them. Very pro sex workers. You guys do your thing. Right. I would say not being in this situation, maybe not. Maybe I'd feel differently if I was in love. I don't know. Good question.
Good answer. I like it. Because you're open to anybody and anything. And if they hit you with that, you're like, you know what? Maybe I'll see what this is. But then you'll decide. In the end, it wouldn't have worked out. Because all of the industry people have to date within the industry because people don't really understand what they do.
Yeah.
I think I've told this on another episode of Fat Fish Podcast. I picked up a girl in in Burbank to take her to Calabasas in LA. And I said, "Hi, my name is Brad. What's your name?" She goes, "Kira." I go, "Oh, what do you do?" She goes, "I'm an actor." I go, "Wait a minute, I'm an actor too." She goes, "I'm not that kind of actor." Oh boy, Katie. And then we got into it. She was so cool. She answered all my questions, told me how much she makes, the guy makes, how her body is very sore because of all the positions she has to stay in for a while. She was so cool. And of course, the gentleman that I am, Katie, when I dropped her off in Calabasas, I had to say, "Have a great day." I shut off my meter and I looked up her work right away. I'm a gentleman. Hello. And when I dropped you off at the airport, I went to IMDb to look up your work. I looked up your work right away.
Little different pages, I think.
Different.
Katie, the question you should have for Brad, I'm thinking about this. is he has the balls to ask you, what would you do? How would you date an adult porn star? Brad, the greatest person in your life is your Jewish grandmother. How would you go to your Jewish grandmother and say, hey, grandma, this is Tisha. She's an adult porn star. I'm thinking about marrying her. What do you think her reaction would be?
She said, did she make a lot of money to support you? I go, Nanny, she makes a fortune. She's number one.
You know what mine would say?
What?
Does she like chopped liver?
Yeah. Does she like blintzes?
Yeah.
Bagel lox and cream cheese? Hey, Katie, I got to tell you, thank you so much for coming on the show. You are awesome, and I hope.
Thanks for having me. This is so fun.
And I'm taking you out for some red wine to thank you. And
don't do it. You're young. Don't do it. You're still young.
Don't worry. And you know what? We'll talk about, and we'll go shop for some lifts for Fish, so he doesn't have to be 5'9" anymore. He can be 5'10". Because it's important, right? You say go 5'11" and then work your way down. But I'm a lucky guy to have this guy as my partner. We ride together. He's my ride or die. And we have, ladies and gentlemen, that's Katie Laird, professional reality producer, all around great gal, and she loves her red wine. Thank you again. Good luck with everything, and I'll be in touch if you know what I mean.
Great. I'm going to go to the Verizon store and change my number real quick.
Please do. I'm going to get Dog the Bounty Hunter to find you. Thank you, Katie. We love you.
Thanks,
nice
guys.
meeting you.
We'll see you soon. Bye, Katie. She is awesome, man. Oh, how is that? Is she? I told you. Isn't she great? Oh, she's adorable.
Adorable. You said the word adorable. It's the best adjective you could ever use. She is adorable and funny. And I hate the fact that I'm from Los Angeles. Look, I mean, and she can't meet a guy. Is every guy? Look, you know more people in LA. I haven't been there in 30 years. But are most of the guys jerk offs? How can you not go out with this broad?
They have no game. Look, when she told about that guy on the date, remember the guy? She asked him questions. He's like, I don't know where I want to live. No game. Nobody. It's a ping pong. It's a ping pong game. It's a tennis game. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. A lot of these guys, she just whips on right down the center court, and the guy can't touch it. That's the problem. A guy could be good looking, or a girl could be, a 10. But if they got no game, what the fuck, right? Fish. I mean,
she is absolutely
looks.
Forget the looks but the person for me, it's the personality. She's quick-witted.
Yep.
You could tell. Like in all honesty, Brad, you could tell she's going to be very successful in life because of her disposition. You agree? She already is.
Totally. When you walk in a room as an actor or to pitch a show, you got to take over the room. Okay, you can't just sit there and answer questions from the producer or the executive on what your show's about. You got to attack, okay, in a nice way, and that's what you got to do in a date. You can't just sit there like a dead fish. Oh, but no.
Hey, should I introduce her to my brother Bobby? I got a brother that's 48 years old, 15, almost 16 years younger than me. Single, never been married. He was a lawyer for Universal Studios in their contract stuff. I know it's cock blocking you, but what the hell?
Let me try first. No, whatever you want to do.
You tried. Look how good you look. Look at your shirt. I got comments.
I bought a shirt from Ross for less for my girl Katie.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful.
Her parents will love me. Look at me.
I've always thought you're handsome. Coming from a handsome guy, I've always thought you're handsome. But what makes you handsome, and I'm going to bring this up, is your personality and the fact that you know how to ground people. If Brad Grunberg wasn't doing what he does, which is having to put up with me on this fucking podcast and trying to act in 120, now hoping 121 things, you'd be a therapist. I'll bring something up. You're not going to like me for doing it, but it's a testament to you because you made me love you more. Brad and I got into a horrible argument this past week. I'm not going to say what it's about. No, I don't go there. But the way that if you can get into a horrible argument and then get out of it and have more respect for each other like I do him, because it's okay, world, because we're talking about Molly's challenge at every show and bullying. It's okay to disagree on something. I was steadfast about my views and him. And we both disagree on it. But it doesn't mean we can't become in agreement and saying, you know what? Let's move on. We still love each other. And what we're going to go through in this country right now, with it looks like it's going to be his favorite guy, Lumpy Trumpy, and Joe Biden. Let's put away aside all the anger and let's try and have fun.
He stops in mid-sentence. There he is. Look at him. Look at the profile.
If Tony Visick said, if you're going to do a political joke about either Trump or Biden, make a joke first before you put them down. So I just want to say, Brad, I love you more for our argument.
I do. I love you, man. You know, we agree to disagree and we move on to a new day, a new time, baby. And you know what? If we can't be honest with each other, we're not friends. And we're not.
That is what I'm trying to get out to everyone else. So you don't have to, you know, I've had people on Facebook that I've known for years, and we argue about something, and they unfollow me or unfriend me. And what was so bad about my political view or so their political view? I've done it also. It means you never really were your friend. It means that if you can't talk things out like we used to do when we were kids, now there's so much divisiveness. Let it go. I want to be in this guy's life. Okay, so I'm not gonna let him.
That froze again, talking about my life. Let's see if he'll come back. He's frozen in time. I like this guy. I want him in my life, but I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Should I take that back? I look pretty good, don't I? Look at my hair. Oh, look at my skin. Oh, man, he's got to go get a facial. Oh, man, look at all that dead skin all over that face. But he's still attractive. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. It's okay to disagree. You go on in your life, and a friend is a friend. I know so many people because of politics. Some people like Trump, some people like Biden, and it's split the country. You know what? Who the fuck cares? Okay? Someone's going to win and someone's going to lose. That's how life is. And then you move on. And by the way, I believe that Biden, I'm going to use a basketball analogy, NBA. I believe Biden is going to hit a 3-pointer at the buzzer to beat Uncle Lumpy Trumpy. That's just my opinion. You might hate me for it, but I think Biden will do that. He's going to hit a 3-pointer, and Biden's going to win. And it's really the lesser of two evils. We got one guy. I saw Biden come off the presidential helicopter. My 90-year-old grandmother walked better than him. It was unbelievable. But last night he did a pretty good job, I think, the State of the Union. And then Uncle Lumpy Trumpy, he's winning everything. You know, he's going to be the nominee. So we'll see what happens. But don't be the end all to in your relationships. I like Trump. I can't be your friend anymore if you don't like my candidate. It's bullshit. You know, you're friends for life. If you have positivity and love around you, Fish, that's all I want. I got rid of a lot of people, like I told on past podcasts, Fat Fish. I got rid of the toxicity, the jealousy, the woes me. Why didn't I get that? If your life's shitty, make your life better, but don't put it off on me. Okay? I know who my friends are and the ones I love, and that's one right there. Eric Fish Snyder, my man.
Did I leave you for a while because
you were frozen in time. But
it said on my thing, it said user good what's it called? Power. I don't know what's called. This, you know what? I got to move back to Los Angeles. We have too many power outages in Las Vegas. I don't know if we're so archaic here that we just can't get in with the times. But I heard everything Brad said, and the point being is, we have about 4 minutes to go. I'm excited about the way the NBA season. The Warriors are playing great. The Lakers are playing great. Brad, would you agree? And I said this last week. I think the top 6 teams in the West could win the East.
Very true. Very true. Okay, my prediction. I love Denver. They're playing unbelievable, but I really think the Boston Celtics are going to win it all. That's the team, I think. I love Golden State, but last night it was totally a debacle. They lost to the Chicago Bulls. Unbelievable.
That's a
Well,
great thing, It's
and-
Golden State was playing great, and I'm watching the game a couple. They're down 8.
Yeah. And then the froze.
What sports is, Katie? If you're still watching, think you're back in the queue. Sports is the ultimate reality show.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. I love girls like Katie who know their sports. That's sexy, don't you think?
Yeah.
Does your wife Vicky know sports?
Oh, hell yeah. Huge.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the movie Diner
Yes, great
with
movie.
Paul Reiser and Mickey Rourke?
Uh-huh.
You remember that Steve Gutenberg was have to marry his wife, and he had to get a 70% on the Baltimore Colts. He wouldn't marry her. That's what I do with Vicky about the Raiders. And then I'm doing. My friends are saying, Vicky's a huge sports fan, and it's been great in our relationship. I can't tell me Raider games I've been to with her and Dodger games, and she loves sports. Now she's a big Golden Knights fan, big hockey fan, and I love it. It's great.
Oh, that's great.
We grew up in sports. Jerry, your dad loves sports. Your siblings. I mean, I look. If you don't like sports, that's fine. I think sports in my life has been just fantastic. Because you know what sports teaches you? It teaches you how to be humble by losing, and competitiveness.
Right. And also, if you get knocked down, you dust yourself off and you get back up and you go get the guy who knocked you down. If you lose that game, clean slate for the next game.
Right.
You have to graduate from the university of failure, of losing, to know what it is like to lose, to win. That's
why you guys, as actors, have so much in common with athletes, is the fact that there's failure. Oh, yeah. You threw an interception. I couldn't tell you how many times Brad will tell you, and we'll do a whole show about it. But I want to do a show or a segment about Brad's auditions that he thought he got it, and then what the fuck happened? And I guarantee you, Brad, we got 2 minutes. Give me a minute story if you can about an audition that you thought you fucked up and you got. Can you do that in a minute?
Sure.
One you walked out of and said, "Oh, fuck this, I'm done."
I'm trying to think. There's been so many. I've been blessed to have over 114 parts in my career so far, and I think it was a cop. It was a cop dramedy, and I'm not going to say the name. And I played the guy's partner, and I got the laughs. He played the straight guy, and the room was lit. I mean, usually now we just do auditions because of COVID, self-tape, and we send them in. We used to go into the room, and I went into the room, and they were just crying. I mean, I was on point, and I thought, oh my goodness, I'm going to get this, and I got it. They said, thank you. Are you available on Monday to start? I go, absolutely. I'll make myself available. I walk out there, and the guy I read with goes, man, that was great, man. You did great. Thank you. But until you're on that set and until you get your check, it's anything can happen. And what happened? They never called me. Nothing happened. Meaning it was like I never did the audition, and it was one of my best. I wish I had that on tape. But there's ones that I totally flubbed, that I really flubbed, that I never got. They never wanted to see me again. So you can't get too high with the highs and too low with the lows. You just can't. That's how you have to live your life as an actor. All these people that come to town and they start getting parts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eventually they're going to hit a wall and they're not going to get parts, but they think, oh, I'm going to be a star. I just got 5 parts in a row. That's great. I'm excited for you. But don't get too high with the highs and don't get too low with the lows, because it's a balance. It really is a balance. And it's all up here. It's all up here, And then the worst part is when you walk into a room and you see like 10 guys that look like you. They're all reading the part. You're hearing this guy's version, that guy's version, and you have your version. And then I don't like people sometimes to talk to me when I'm preparing to go in. They try to psych you out. They're like, hey, Fish, can I cut in front of you? I got to get back to the set. You know where his set is? Chick-fil-A down the street. He's behind the counter. It's so much bullshit, psyche shit they use on you. I just sit by myself, get into my character, know the lines, go in there, do the best. And that's the other thing. Do the best that you can. That's all you can do. Don't beat yourself up in the car. Do the best, throw it away, do the best you can. Tomorrow you'll see another one. You'll see another day. And on that note, it's 52 in the books. I want to thank Katie Laird. She did beyond my expectations. Hilarious, beautiful. She didn't need no glam squad. She's naturally beautiful, just like you. And that's my partner, Eric Fish Snyder. I'm Brad Grunny Grunberg, a.k.a. Snacks. We'll see you next time on 53 Fat Fish Podcast. Dave Linden, take us home, baby.
You've been listening to the Fat Fish Podcast, heard on all your favorite platforms. Until next time.
Manny!
Hey, love you. Great time. Thank you for getting that guest, man. You crushed it. All right.
It's fantastic, right? She's great. She's wonderful.
See you next week. I always look forward to it.
All right, buddy. You too. I love
you. Get out of here.
All right.